You ever have that feeling? The one where the harder you chase after happiness, the faster it seems to run away? It's this strange paradox, right? Well, today, we're going to dive deep into that. We're going to unpack exactly why our constant search for joy might be the very thing that's making us miserable. Oh, man. Who hasn't said this? After a brutal day at work or when life just throws you a curveball, this thought just pops into your head. I just want to be happy. It feels like the simplest, most honest wish in the world. But here's where things get interesting. What if that very thought, that constant, relentless pursuit, is actually a trap? Seriously, what if the goal of being happy is the exact thing that's been holding you back? It sounds totally backward, I know, but stick with me because there's some real psychology behind this.
Okay, so this leads us to a concept that psychologists have a name for, the happiness trap. Let's pull back the curtain and really figure out what it is, why it works, and most importantly, how we can all get out of it.
So what is this thing? Well, the happiness trap is this wild psychological paradox where the more you make happiness your number one goal, the less happy you actually become. It's like the universe's ultimate prank. The more you chase it, the more you end up feeling let down and just dissatisfied. So why on earth does this happen? Well, there are a few big reasons. First, we create these impossible standards, right? We think we're supposed to feel amazing all the time. Second, we turn happiness into some future destination, like I'll be happy when I get the promotion or when I go on vacation. It's always later, never now. And third, and this is a big one, it makes us terrified of negative emotions. We try to run from sadness or anxiety, but those feelings, they're actually a crucial part of living a full, meaningful life. A huge part of the problem really just comes down to our own biology. Happiness isn't designed to be some constant, flatline state. It's what's called a peak emotion. It's supposed to be intense, amazing, and really brief. Think about a moment of pure ecstatic joy. How long did it last? A few minutes, maybe? Our brains just aren't wired to hold on to that feeling forever. And this is because happiness is all about the change in our circumstances, not the circumstances themselves. It's a gradient. Check this out. You have a homeless man who's been sleeping in a cardboard box. Tonight, he has a warm shelter. His situation just improved dramatically, so he feels profoundly happy. Now you have a billionaire with 2 super yachts. One of them starts sinking. Her situation just got worse, so she feels intensely unhappy, even though she still has another super yacht. The point is that feeling of happiness isn't a reflection of how good our life actually is. It's a reaction. All right, so if chasing happiness is a dead end, what's the alternative? Are we just supposed to be miserable? No, not at all. The real goal is to shift our focus from this fleeting emotion of happiness to something much deeper, much more stable, life satisfaction. Let's just put these two side by side. Happiness, that's the peak emotion. It's fleeting, it's unpredictable, it's that reaction to the gradient. Life satisfaction, though, that's a stable state. It's long-term, it's predictable. It's not a reaction, it's a calm overall assessment of your life. It's the foundation, the base you're standing on, not the temporary peak you're trying to summit. Okay, so this sounds good in theory, but how do we actually build that foundation? How do we build life satisfaction? Well, it starts with a really practical framework that's built on 8 key pillars of your life. All right, this is where you get to do a little work. I want you to look at these 8 pillars. We're talking everything from your home space to your friendships to your hobbies. And I really want to encourage you to pause here and just give yourself a rating for each one from 0 to 10. And this is crucial. Base it on your standards, not what you think you should feel or what society says. This is your personal life inventory. So once you've got your numbers, what do they actually mean? Well, think of it like this. Anything from 0 to 3, that's an area in a critical state. It needs some real attention. A 4 to 6, that's an acceptable level. It's fine. And anything 7 or above, that's a real source of strength in your life. The key thing to see here is that even if one pillar is a 2, it doesn't mean your entire life is failing. You've got other pillars that are holding you up. Knowing where you stand is half the battle. Now, let's get into the good stuff. Let's talk about the actual day-to-day practices that will build up these pillars and create that deep, lasting sense of satisfaction. There are 3 really powerful strategies you can start using today. First, get into flow. You know that feeling when you're so absorbed in something that you lose all track of time? That's it. You're not even asking if you're happy. You're just Engaged. Second, practice presence. Instead of dreaming about some future joy, just bring your full attention to right now, the warmth of your coffee, a conversation, the music you're listening to. And third, connect with your values. Don't chase feelings. Take small actions every single day that line up with what you truly believe is important. So, this all leads to a new way of thinking, a new mantra. Let's try a little experiment. For the next week, every single time that thought, I just want to be happy, pops into your head, I want you to consciously replace it with this one. I want to be fully engaged with what matters. This one little switch can completely change the game. It moves you from chasing a feeling to actually living your life. So let's end on this thought. Maybe, just maybe, we've been asking the wrong question this whole time. What if we stop constantly checking in, asking, am I happy? Am I happy now? And instead we start asking, is my life satisfying? What if we focus on building a life that, when we step back and look at it, feels solid, meaningful, and genuinely good? Because that shift in focus, that might just be the fastest way to find the very thing we were chasing all along.